This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Actually, it's Berwyn. It's Berwyn, but hey. It's close enough.
They're cheering for the Bears too.
Yeah, we're cheering a Bears victory, 26-14. Caleb Williams did enough. The Bears defense bailed them out, and the running game was dominant.
Yes.
Dominant.
Yes.
So 2 out of 3 facets. So I really enjoyed the game. It should have been a blowout. We talked about it. It should have been a blowout. They should have scored 25 to 30 points in the first half.
Yeah, at least 30 in the first half.
And then put another 20 points in the second half. It should have been a blowout, but the passing game was off. Something was off with the passing game. Not sure what it was, but
I feel like maybe they opened the playbook up a little bit more. I feel like maybe they tried some new things against the Saints. That's the only reason I could think of it. But like, again, there's some passes that Caleb missed. There's some catches that the receivers should have had. You know, again, I'm not gonna be upset. The Bears won. That's
the most important, right?
The most important.
Correct.
Thing. The Bears won the game, but we like being critical of Caleb today, or you know, the passing offense in general is it's the truth. Like they weren't great. They were not great, but the Bears won the game. They had an answer at the running game on defense. They had an answer for the running game on offense. Monangai and Swift ran wild against the Saints. They pretty much won the game for us. Defense and running game. It was old school Chicago Bears playing out there. Defense and the running game won the game for us today.
It was great. Running game. You had DeAndre Swift, 19 carries for 124, 6.5 average with 1 tutty. Monangai, 13 carries, 81 yards, 6.2 with another tutty. Rashawn Johnson got an appearance. He made his
he got 1 touch for it, but he
11 yards.
It
was impactful. DJ Moore 1 for 9. Zacchaeus 1 for 0, and then whatever. Caleb. Again, we talked about that. He should have had more yards rushing because he was a lot of green in front of him. He didn't take advantage of it because he was trying to throw the ball downfield. And I asked you earlier during the halftime, is it coached out him? You said no. I feel he's being a little restricted.
Yeah, I think it's on him. I think it's his decision making. I don't think it's necessarily the coaches telling him, "Hey, don't run here."
No.
Yes, I think it's him being indecisive, knowing like he wants to take the big play, right? Instead of taking the short stuff.
Yeah.
So when he's free, he's looking for the big play because he knows that somebody's should be free. But there's times where you just need to take it, get in third and short, and then work from there, or second and short.
Yep.
With taking the yards in the run. And there were some times where he should have done that today, and he didn't. And again, some throws on the run have not looked great from Caleb Williams.
No.
Have not looked great from Caleb.
No. DJ Moore with 3 receptions, 43 yards. So if you had him for 3.5 or more, you lost that parlay. Dunze, 2 catches. His number 1 receiver, his boy, only had 2 catches, but he did drop 2 major catches that hit him dead in the hands and dropped them. Loveland had 3 catches for 24 yards. Burden 1 for 22. Cole Kmet 1 for 16. Swift 1 for 14. Monangai 2 for 13. Monangai game. Are we going to say this is the Monangai game?
We're just going to say
it's the defense game.
Just Dennis Allen's game.
Allen's game.
But Monangai came and showed up. And that's, honestly, I'm happy about it because we talked about it earlier. That's the compliment to DeAndre Swift you've been looking for. And now you got this thunder and lightning approach.
Thunder and lightning.
Right. And I'm looking for I would have loved Monangai in the red zone, instead of Swift. A couple of those times.
Okay.
I would have liked that because you saw it on that swing pass. Monangai broke 2-3 tackles.
Yep. Got
10 yards plus, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 7 yards, but he broke 2 tackles, got the first down, kept the drive going. I for a young back, you starting to see it. He's starting to come into his own. He hits the hole with power, and if you get him some space, he's moving. Like he's moving. Like he might look thick, he might look slow, but you give him the chance, you give him some space, he will take off on you.
He's definitely faster than both of us.
Well, I would say that, yeah.
On the defense side, Tremaine Edwards, Edmonds had 6 tackles, 3 assists, 1 sack, 1 interception. Gordon had 1 sack. Nahshon Wright had 1 interception. Who caught that other one?
That was Byard
and Wright tackled him.
Right, yeah. Byard, yeah, Wright was turning back in his coverage, and Byard was
which would have been his second interception of the game.
It would have been his second pick, and yeah, it was Kevin Byard. We'll go right there. Kevin Byard, man, just been on fire for us. Like just like when we signed him, I knew he was a leader, solid everywhere he went, but I didn't think he would be this good for us. It's especially being the leader in the secondary, right? Not only is he a vocal leader, he's going out there and making plays. So it's like, hey, man, if you have guys like this, leaders like that on this team, you have a head coach who, like I said, man, this team is a grinding, fighting team, right? It was a grind out, fight type of game. You weren't getting any pretty passes. You weren't doing any of the fancy shit wasn't working. It was smack you in the face, run downhill, play defense, and win the football game. And that's what it was today, and that's what this team's identity should be. Will Caleb be better? I'm sure he will be.
I'm sure he will be.
Yes,
he had one bad game so far.
He should and he will be. But again, if you're able to, with the quarterback not playing up to par, able to control the clock with the run and able to control the field with your defense,
yes.
I mean, you're going to be in a lot of ball games that you should and could win.
One thing that started to tick us off was the soft coverage they started playing.
Yes.
And it allowed for not only the 14 points, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half, that touchdown. It was that soft coverage. And then you saw it towards the end of the game when they were playing a soft coverage, and Rattler was able to throw over to the defense and try to get some receptions. Now, a couple of those were called back, thank God. But it was a lot of
the illegal forward pass.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was huge.
Huge.
I could, like, when I saw it, I was like, man, fucking hook and ladder for real. We ran that play in high school. Like we had it, but I didn't expect it right here today is a hook and ladder. But
no,
it would have been nice, but it was negated by the forward pass. So that was a good thing for the Bears, because you give the Saints another shot at scoring some points, and we have a ball game right there and then.
Yeah, I kept saying this game is too close. It should not be as this close. Total yards for the Bears, 386, 164 passing, 222 rushing.
Good. That's what I'm talking about.
When have we seen that kind of rush attack?
Not for a while. Not for a long time. Like I said, you made adjustments with your personnel on the offensive line. You've given Manning guys some more touches. Swift is starting to one cut and hit the hole.
Yes.
You got something good brewing there. And like I said, Caleb wasn't going to go out here and throw 40, 50 times today. He wasn't, right? Especially when you had to lead 20-0 in the first half, right? But if you're able to just continue to get these chunks on the ground, wouldn't you just say, all right, we're gonna kind of dial back the passing. We're gonna go ahead and adjust and go full run here. And I think that's what they did. I think that's kind of how they played it. Is like, let's see how this goes.
They shifted to what's working.
Shifted to heavy run later in the game.
And it makes sense. If we're gashing them on the run game, let's continue to do that, and that allows us to control the clock, right? One thing that I do want to harp on is 10 penalties for 92 yards.
Yeah.
And like 3 or 4 of them are on the tight ends. We talked about this at halftime. If you're lined up on the line as a tight end, there's no reason you should be offsides or false start.
Yeah, man. Like it's been 3
a problem.
weeks now. It's been
no. Every single game.
Every
single game is a penalty. Every single game has been a penalty on the tight end.
I believe it.
Between Cole Kmet or Loveland, it's just a problem.
I just remember it rearing its head in the Raider game, and then again in the Washington game, and now today. So it's like, yeah, they have to be better. The tight ends need to be better. Cole Kmet out with a back injury today.
Yep.
Hopefully he gets back quick. But when he does get back, these tight ends need to tighten up. The penalties, period, need to be cleaned up.
Well, there was
10
two
for
of them.
90.
Two of them were not ours. We talked about that.
Yeah,
Two,
you're right.
The where he got to Rattler and he hit him.
Okay, so if we take 2 away, right? So like, let's say we take 2 personal fouls away. 30,
So
let's say
that's
we make 30 yards.
8 for
minus
60.
2. Yeah, so
8 for
8
60.
for 60. Still not
Still
good.
too many.
Still too many.
Wait,
8 penalties.
They had 5 for 30.
Exactly. And that kept, like, honestly, if they were committing more penalties, they probably would have gotten blown out. And if we would have not committed these penalties, we might have taken a little more of a lead. But regardless, it needs to be cleaned up. It needs 8 penalties is too much. 10 for 100 for 90
my
yards,
God.
almost 100 yards is not acceptable.
Back and those kind of penalties will cost you the game, because not only does it cost you to get back on offense, but it also causes you to punt the ball when you had the offense rolling.
Right.
Literally, we got a penalty on them, and then it's a false start on us. It's like we can't have those dumb penalties that are going to take us back from scoring opportunities. And I'm looking at sacks allowed 1, which is great. And that one, it was a bad snap.
No. That well, it was 2 sacks.
There was
2 sacks.
Well, it says 1 allowed, but
Maybe refresh it. Maybe it's
it was 1.
There was 2 sacks. There was a bad snap, and then Caleb went down. That's a sack. And then there was the
but that was the one that they called a penalty on false start at the goal line. We kicked the football.
No. There was one prior to that.
All right, so if I'm looking right here, I'm pulling it up. We're looking at team stats, right? Here we go. Yeah. They called only 1.
All right.
And we sacked the quarterback 4 times. Lots of pressure with the front 4. I know we blitzed a lot as well.
And part of that, part of me thinking why they played soft was they knew they were going to start to pass. But then again, like some of the gambles that they made, trying to put pressure on, it just didn't work, and they were able to just gash us late in the game. So it's like Spencer Rattler didn't have a great game, but if somebody's looking at
stats, he's like, oh, he had a good game,
or he had a so-so game with 2 picks. But you're looking at it like as if like he was
3 picks
on the Bears. The Bears pretty much played soft coverage and allowed them to pass. But again, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see no soft coverage.
The fact that you gave up 233 yards over the air, 2 touchdowns, and those 2 could have been prevented by not playing so soft before the half, and then after the half they played super soft. Super conservative, and that was the problem. A good thing that we talked about, right? We've been harping on this for weeks and weeks and weeks, is run the ball and stop the run. What did you do? Alvin Kamara, 11 carries, 28 yards. You stopped the run.
They took Alvin Kamara's soul. I think Alvin Kamara today showed that he's probably on his, this is his last season.
So you're gonna see him ask for a trade soon.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but like I said, there was some plays where he was in there and it just looked like he did not.
He got blown up.
Any part of the
he
Bears.
got blown up.
That Brisker sack, that was a penalty. He was destroyed by Jaquan Brisker. He had no chance. And then again with Kyler Gordon's sack, Kyler Gordon just moved out of the way. He had no shot. So Alvin Kamara, I don't watching him today. I was like, man, dude, you might just want to retire.
He looks disinterested, and it's probably because the fact that he's on a bad team.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But he also said that I don't want to be. I'm not going to play for anybody but New Orleans. So it's like,
oh, you're stupid.
Well,
you're stupid. How about that?
Good luck. I mean,
there's tons of teams that are vying and jockeying for a running back that's that dynamic, that can add to your running game and your passing game, because he can catch the ball.
Right.
So again, if you're him, why would you limit yourself to being to that one team that is in a rebuilding mode?
But then again, if you're looking to get on another team, that shit that I saw today, that's not how you do it, especially in a pass blocking situation twice. Blown up, and then even put a hand on the guy the first time and get blown up the second time. Come on now. Like, if you're looking for a job, you're looking to get traded, that's not how you do it.
Well, and it might be the coaching. When Eberflus was here, a lot of those guys were mailing it in too.
Yeah.
So if you have bad coach, look at Miami. We talked about off air. Miami, that coach is done. That locker room is running roughshod on whoever they want to do, what they want to do, how they want to do it.
Yep.
And that guy's going to get fired. So I understand if you see that, hey, the coach is completely trash. and you might have said that a little premature, and maybe that kind of closes doors on a lot of places that you can end up on. But I know for a fact the Bears need a running back. I'm gonna tell you right now, Kansas City can use a running back. There's a lot of teams can use a running back.
Yeah,
and he might be a great addition. He doesn't have to be the number one guy. And if you
that would be nice if he's not the number one guy. Like, yeah, then I could see it being, a possibility for him moving on somewhere. But again, what we saw against the Bears today, that was the Bears. Like I said, the Bears snatched him. They snatched that soul. I felt like they snatched his soul. There was no edge to Alvin Kamara today.
So let's talk about these Bears and the ability to get takeaways game after game after game. They got a fumble and 3 interceptions. That's 4 takeaways. And in my book, I know they are probably top 4 when they showed the screen. Top 4 in the NFL in points after takeaways. This should be number 1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You get 4 takeaways. You should be scoring on 3 out of 4, right?
Number 1, and you've gotten multiple chances in the red zone, especially today, where you had to settle for the field goal. You didn't. It was, and like again, I said, it was. You wanted the complementary offense, right? That makes a pass and run. You weren't getting the pass today, so it was a struggle, especially in the red zone when you're out like maybe 10, 15 yards. You need a pass to get into closer range. Like that, it just wasn't working today. Whatever it was not working. Did they do enough? Yeah, they did enough. But the running game and the defense kept them in the game and won the game for them today.
So with such a great running game, why wasn't the play action working?
I don't know. Like, again, I don't know. It was the secondary. Their secondary played well. Our receivers weren't getting, any type of separation. It was a weird, bad game for the offense. They schemed up some passes that worked, and found open guys here and there, and moved the chains when they had to at times. But there was just so much left out there that I felt like the Bears' passing attack should have been a lot better today than it was.
Yeah, definitely. It should have been a lot better. They're starting.
Sorry,
that's okay. They're starting to play music. It's going to lower a little bit while we do this, and we're going to wrap up very soon. But great total team win. When you see one part of the offense, defense, special teams struggling, the other guys are starting to step up, and it's a total team effort to get a W. And at the end of the day, that is what matters. That's what's got us the 4-game winning streak that we're on, and we're going to be going on to it looks like we got the Ravens and then Cincinnati. So we got the Ravens next week. Lamar Jackson has a hamstring issue. He's going to be playing.
Again, nobody's taken lightly.
No.
The Saints could have came back in this game. You know what I'm saying? With the mistakes that the Bears made, but even with Lamar out, you don't take anybody lightly. They have some players out there. They could still play defense a little bit, even though they've been struggling a lot. And if you make mistakes, you'll be capitalized on. And it's an away game, so you have that.
So they're on the bye. So they lost to the Rams 17-3 in their last game. He did not play. They got a bye week, and he's expected to play against the Bears at the Ravens. It's a 12 o'clock game next Sunday. We'll be here at Output Lounge in Berwyn, 3250 Grove Avenue. So definitely come out and support. We got tons of merch. We got they got great food. We smash them wings.
Smash them.
Yeah, very smash them wings. Again, we have hats, t-shirts. We got rocks glasses, beer glasses. We have tons of stuff. So come out and support next week and show out. We will be here at 10:30, live show at 11 a.m., game time at 12. Again, what do you expect to see against the Ravens next week?
I expect them to continue to run the football, right? I expect them to continue to run the football, try to control the clock, try to control the situation out there on the field. What I want to see is more consistency from the passing game. Like that was, I felt like they were starting to take a step forward. Today I felt like they took not a step back, but they just didn't. They just stood the same. It was a couple of bad passes. Some missed drops.
Yep.
It just felt like out of sync. So I won't say take a step back. I just don't think that they moved the notch forward per se, because they had opportunities where if they make the play, everything looks a little bit different. Maybe the game the game gets a little bit more one-sided for us.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of that, you got to be better. Come out next week, be more consistent on offense. Caleb, again, he threw the ball away a couple times, which we like.
But I want him to be way more aggressive when he has Green in front of him and get 5, 7, 10 yards. Yes,
take what you need.
Take those easy yards and live to play another down. You don't need to play the hero ball or try to squeeze into double coverage or try to get to your favorite receiver. At the end of the day, the team is. I mean, the plan is to win the game and not get stats. And
we played to win the game.
You play to win the game. So I expect the Bears to do more of the same with the running game, and I expect that passing game to be a little bit more crisp, because I think Ben Johnson is not going to be happy when he looks at the tape.
Yeah.
When he looks at the tape, he's not going to be happy of what he sees in the passing game, with the drop passes, with the offensive line giving up. They got blown up in the first quarter a lot. With that pressure
and pass protection. It wasn't great pass protection as much. Even though there were times where it was looking good, it wasn't like 100% perfect.
No,
so there needs to be some cleanup there as well. But is overall, the way Ben Johnson is, you think he's satisfied?
No,
he's not satisfied.
To him, this is a loss.
If anything, he's very upset with how his offense performed today, because they were missing.
Because Dennis Allen coached his ass off.
It was the Dennis Allen game. Dennis
revenge game. Yep.
Got I wouldn't say revenge, but he got his win against his former team. They gave him all the opportunity. They made him the head coach and everything.
Can you think about that? Going into the coach room, like, hey, we played the Lions and we got blown out.
Right.
Oh wait, that was my fault. And then we played against my team, and it's your fault.
Yeah.
And I built you up.
Right.
It's your 1-1. It's 1-1.
That's what you want, though, right? Like, that's what you want. You want if one side's struggling, you want the other side to step up.
Yes.
And that's what you want. But again, more consistency from the offense. I don't want to continue to see regression or just a stagnant type of.
The offense was very stagnant in the passing game. Yeah, definitely was. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next week, but we will also be live tomorrow, Monday, 7:30 p.m. We're going to talk Cubs, Sox, Bulls, Blackhawks, and Bears. It's a jam-packed show. We'll probably do 2 hours on Monday. Mm-hmm. But thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. Go ahead.
After that, 8:30, TTNL.
Yep.
Bear Down with Big Steve, with Steve Edwards and myself.
And Steve Edwards should be here next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, so thank you for everybody joining us. Thank you, everybody at Output. And again, tomorrow, tons of show, tons of content. Follow TTNL, True Chicago Sports. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.